Long ago, in the land of Mesopotamia, a servant of Abraham set out on a journey to find a wife for Isaac, the son of God's chosen patriarch. He traveled far and prayed earnestly at a well. Lord, let the woman you have chosen come to me, the one who will give me water and also water my camels. As he spoke, a young woman approached. Her name was Rebekah. She was radiant, kind, and pure of heart. When asked for water, she did more than quench his thirst. She drew water for all 10 of his camels, a task of immense labor and patience. The servant knew at once that God had answered his prayer. Rebekah's heart was brave. Without hesitation, she left her family, her home, and the life she had always known to journey to Canaan, trusting in God's unseen plan. When she arrived, she met Isaac in the field. Shy, yet full of grace, she covered herself with a veil. Isaac took her into his mother Sarah's tent, and the Bible tells us he loved her, and she comforted him after his mother's death. Yet beneath the joy lay sorrow. Rebekah was barren, unable to bear children. In her world, barrenness was more than heartbreak. It was a mark of shame. Women who could not have children were often whispered about, shunned, and considered cursed. The longing in her heart deepened with each passing year, until hope seemed almost lost. But Isaac did not despair. He prayed fervently for her, lifting her before God day and night. And God, in his mercy, heard. Rebekah conceived. Her pregnancy, however, was not simple. The twins inside her womb struggled violently, as if battling for their place in the world. Confused and frightened, she cried out, "Why am I like this? Why do my children struggle within me?" God answered, speaking directly to her heart. "Two nations are in your womb. Two people shall be separated from your body. The older shall serve the younger." When her time came, she gave birth. The first was Esau, red and covered with hair, strong and rugged. The second was Jacob, grasping his brother's heel, quiet yet cunning, the one who would carry God's promise forward. As the boys grew, their differences became clear. Esau thrived in the wild, a hunter roaming the fields, favored by his father. Jacob remained by the tents, thoughtful, patient, and favored by Rebekah. The tension between love and rivalry was thick in the household. One day, Esau returned from hunting, famished and desperate. Jacob was cooking a pot of red stew. In that moment, a fateful decision was made. Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright." To modern ears, it might sound like a simple trade, but the birthright was everything. It meant double inheritance, leadership over the family, and the spiritual blessing of God's covenant. It carried the weight of honor, authority, and the destiny of nations. Esau, exhausted and hungry, scoffed at the magnitude. "What good is a birthright if I die of hunger?" he said, trading eternity for a fleeting moment of satisfaction. Years later, Isaac, old and nearly blind, intended to bless Esau. But Rebekah, remembering God's prophecy, devised a plan to protect God's promise. Jacob disguised himself as Esau, wearing his brother's clothes and covering his hands and neck with goat skins to mimic Esau's hairiness. Isaac, confused yet convinced, blessed Jacob, giving him the covenant meant for the firstborn. When Esau discovered the deception, rage consumed him. "Bless me, my father," he cried, but it was too late. Deathly angry, he vowed to kill Jacob. Rebekah, fearing for her son's life, sent him away to her family in Haran. It was the last time she would see Jacob. Rebekah's life was a tapestry of faith, sorrow, courage, and consequence. She endured the pain of barrenness, the fear of loss, and the moral tension of favoritism and deception. Yet through her trials, God's plan prevailed. Through Jacob, renamed Israel, came the 12 tribes, and ultimately, the line from which the Messiah would come. Her story reminds us that even in shame, suffering, or human imperfection, God's promises are never thwarted. Every trial, every hardship, every moment of faith and courage can shape history and fulfill divine purpose. 1. Rebekah at the well. Genesis 24, 12, 21. Abraham's servant prays for a wife for Isaac and meets Rebekah at the well. Genesis 24, 57, 58. Rebekah agrees to leave her family and go with the servant to Canaan. Genesis 24, 67. Isaac meets Rebekah and loves her. She comforts him after Sarah's death. 2. Rebekah's barrenness and God's promise. Genesis 25, 21. Isaac prays to the Lord for Rebekah because she is barren, and God answers. 3. The twins in Rebekah's womb. Genesis 25, 22, 23. The children struggle in her womb, and God tells her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. Esau's descendants became known as the Edomites. Jacob's were the Israelites. 1 people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. 4. Birth of Esau and Jacob. Genesis 25, 24, 26. Rebekah gives birth to Esau first, then Jacob. 5. Esau sells his birthright. Genesis 25, 29, 34. Esau sells his birthright to Jacob for a meal of lentil stew. A birthright was an understood informal agreement. 6. Jacob receives Isaac's blessing. Genesis 27, 1-40. Rebekah helps Jacob deceive Isaac to receive the blessing meant for Esau. 7. Esau's anger and Jacob flees. Genesis 27, 41, 45. Esau vows to kill Jacob. Genesis 27, 46, 28. 5. Rebekah sends Jacob to her brother Laban in Haran. These passages give a complete scriptural foundation for Rebekah's story. Her barrenness, the twins, the birthright, and the blessing. Welcome to Bible Story Media.